Chapter 3, Sexology, Activism, and Science. In the 20th and 21st centuries, explores the connections between sexology, early sexual rights advocacy, and the ongoing relevance of sexology for contemporary sexual rights activism. The chapter starts by discussing how early secular humanist thought during the Enlightenment, exemplified by Jeremy Bentham's views on homosexuality as a victimless crime, laid the groundwork for new ideas about sexuality. It highlights how medical, psychiatric, and sexological scrutiny of homosexuality allowed some individuals to create reverse discourses, recasting their perceived illness as a positive identification. Early sexual rights activists like Karl Heinrich Ulrichs and Magnus Hirschfeld used sexological research to challenge laws criminalizing homoerotic behavior. Hirschfeld's work, including pamphlets, books, and the film Different from the Others, advocated for the third sex and spurred the creation of the Scientific Humanitarian Committee, which petitioned for the reform of German Penal Code, paragraph 175, criminalizing sexual acts between men. The chapter then discusses Alfred Kinsey, whose research in the 1940s and 1950s challenged prevailing notions about sexuality by rejecting moral or medical concerns in his examination. Kinsey's work, including Sexual Behavior in the Human Male, 1948, and Sexual Behavior in the Human Female, 1953, presented human sexuality as a matter of stimulus and response, gathering extensive data and avoiding conclusions not directly supported by the data. Kinsey rejected the idea of fixed, inborn sexual identity, devising a 7-point scale to chart individuals' degrees of homosexual or heterosexual inclination and experience. His findings revealed that homosexual behavior was more common than most people realized, influencing contemporary debates about the nature of homosexuality. It explores medical models of homosexuality, noting that despite Kinsey's findings, much scientific work in the 20th century framed homosexuality as an illness needing a cure. This notion influenced both the medical establishment and gay individuals, as seen in Radcliffe Hall's The Well of Loneliness. The concept of essentialism, which posits that homosexuality results from biological factors, has been strategically used by the gay rights movement to assert the innocence and naturalness of homosexuality. However, it has also raised concerns about potential efforts to catch and cure homosexuality. The chapter also notes how figures like Harry Benjamin and Fritz Klein built on Kinsey's research to further expand understanding of both gender and sexual orientation. Finally, the chapter discusses the quest for the gay gene and the controversies surrounding it. While sympathetic scientists have sought a natural cause for homosexuality to normalize it, the validity and usefulness of such studies remain contentious. Despite various studies attempting to identify genetic, hormonal, or anatomical factors linked to homosexuality, no irrefutable evidence has emerged. The chapter concludes by considering the stakes in contemporary sexology, including debates over strategic essentialism and liberationist politics. It notes that political investments often influence the type and nature of research projects, as well as their interpretation and use by activists on both sides of the issue. The chapter suggests that heteronormativity is still at play in scientific inquiry, highlighting that researchers often seek a gay gene without attempting to isolate a straight gene, thus assuming heterosexuality as the default position.